Hey guys, welcome back to my financial journey, and I believe we are on episode 3. But if you included that midweek episode about my Roth IRA, we should be on episode 3.5. This is a show where I talk about my financial journey with my options heavy portfolio, and basically I'm documenting the process if I make it to $1 million in my portfolio or not. So instead of like telling you guys when I hit the number, like, oh, what the heck I did, I am documenting the process. So you guys could get in at ground floor and see exactly what the heck I did. And no, when I make it there, sorry. Updates. We should celebrate because we are back over 100K from like the 90s. If you weren't here for the previous episode, you can see I was at around 110 108 area before the Nvidia dip happened, and then I chickened out, and then I repositioned, and now it's back at 103K. All right, so what did I do since the last episode? I cleaned up my portfolio, I added new positions, and I developed new strategies that make me weekly income while the portfolio, like all my other strategies, are doing its thing. I took around 7% of my portfolio to generate weekly. I am most excited about the new strategy, which is like a daily options income strategy, but on steroids. All right, you can't capture this using the QQQE or QQQY, DTI, or whatever the big boys are using. This is manual, eyes on the charts type of trading. All right, so it's like a little thing. As you can see over the week, these red days are me cleaning up some account, and this massive green day was also me cleaning on an account. So please take those out of your mind. The gains is not 5,000 a week. I want to be working a 9 to 5 if it was. For Friday, it was a pretty good day. I had around like $70, then like plus 260, that's like what, 300 something, then like another 200, another. So as you can see, these are like just small incremental gains. For each position, I'm only risking roughly like 2 to 3,000. I know that sounds like a lot, but like in relative proportions to my portfolio, which is around 100K, it's only 3%. So I'm like in and out of these trades like pretty quickly. I like to take profits at around like, I want to say 50 to 70%. As you can see, I'm like hammering the craft, ironing out the kinks in the system, so to speak. And yeah, I'm just like netting small profits here and there. It's actually makes more than what I make in a day at my regular 9 to 5 job. But yeah, it's just a good little like side hustle income, kind of, so to speak. It's not perfect because I do have some losses here, but these are mostly from cleaning out the account. This one's just like a regular call. That's a United Healthcare call that I sold. Once again, these QQQ put spreads and call credit spreads, they're pretty consistent income earners. I would say if you're risking 3K in and out of like each, like I'm running like iron condor, so the collateral can be used to guarantee the downside and the upside. So that kind of skews things a bit. How many times you gonna cough? Yeah, so these is just like a little like income juicer, and then I use that income to supply my portfolio, like to protect myself on the downside and the upside, kind of. And sometimes I do crazy plays, so I kind of see these as like fun juicers to fund my more crazier like delta heavy plays, like the core weave puts right here. So that's my new strategy. Make micro gains on a day, and then you plow them into like further leaps and stuff. Like and comment in the section down below if you actually want to like get into the hyper specific details on what the heck I'm actually doing, because this is like hyper involved. I'm like staring at the chart like fucking like the whole day, like opening at 9:30 all the way down to 4 o'clock. I'm glancing at the 5-minute ticks, like the 15-minute ticks. I'm just like looking at the screen the whole day to make roughly like 1,000 a day. I will say that's a pretty damn good trade-off. But you know, let me know if you want to know like the systems and like the in the grind details of what the heck I'm actually doing. All right, I'm transferring it back over. Income. All right, now the first part I'm gonna go through is me cleaning up my portfolio. So what did I do exactly? I took out United Healthcare because I didn't really like the direction the stock was going. It was kind of just bouncing around 300 all week, and then it dipped to 295 on that Thursday. I got scared. I went in and I took off all of the put spreads I had going on Friday morning. I believe it printed, so it's not like the play was bad. Yeah, it closed in the green. It closed above 300. So if you guys did follow me on that play, it's not like the play went kaputs. Like I actually was in it, and then it went to like 295 the day before, in this freaking dip right here. It went to 295 the day before. I got out at around 391 cents. That's where I got out, for overall net profit of $20. I would say that was the happiest $20 I made this whole week. So that's pretty good. Got rid of the United Healthcare. All right. What else did I say I was gonna do? Okay. So I also got rid of that one United Healthcare leap because I just don't think that's gonna go up as fast as the other stocks in the market because there's a lot of uncertainty and DOJ warnings and stuff, and I low key just kind of lost faith in it. So I just dumped United Healthcare, and then I dumped like a bunch of like the closer positions here that wasn't like really printing much. Okay, so next phase, new positions. I bought some put spreads right here. I don't know if you guys can see. Zoom in a bit more for my old man eyes. Okay, so I bought some put spreads down at 280, 300, and I bought another put spread out at 300 in July in response to the Donald Trump, Elon Musk little spat or whatever the heck they did right there. So I have puts, as long as it stays above 300, everything of mine should print. You see this like zone right here, this congestion or whatever zone, to like 300 to 275 ish or so around here. That's where most of my put spreads are. I'm basically betting that the price of Tesla would pretty much bounce above 300 for this week due to Robotaxi coming in on June 18th, I believe, next week. So due to that event, there's gonna be some hype, at least to keep the price above 300, even though the fundamentals are not so good. Maybe Elon Musk can pull it off. I don't freaking know. I am neutral bullish. All I'm like betting on is for the price to stay above 300. That's pretty much the explanation of these put spreads. Uber. What the heck was I thinking? All right. I'm into this Discord. Some guy was like, Uber looks like a cool play. I looked at the chart. I like the play. I immediately opened some 85 put spreads, betting that it's gonna stay above $85. Premium is pretty good because it's right at the money. I believe you can net. How much did I make off of this? Current price, Uber price. How do you even read this? This looks a lot more different on my phone than this, but I think the return on capital is around 25%. CoreWeave. I bought some puts on CoreWeave. Why did I do that? Looking back, I shouldn't have done that. Basically, you see this run up here is pretty parabolic. So I'm thinking, right here is it's probably consolidating, but I'm thinking it might be time for it to go down. Does that mean that's gonna happen? No, probably not. So the market could be a lot more irrational. The market could be irrational for a lot longer than I am liquid. But keeping that in mind, I only put like $1,000 in there so it's not like I YOLO'd my whole account. If it prints, it prints. I'll make a few hundred, maybe $1,000 off of it. If it doesn't print, then I'm down 1,000, which is 1% of my portfolio. Still a nice hefty chunk, but I can live with myself. I can live with myself if that happens. All right, AMD, same as last week. NVIDIA. Oh, I added 2 more NVIDIA 150 puts. Very bullish on NVIDIA right now. Everyone seems to be selling, but look at the price action. It's just not dropping. Look at this. Usually it's like, oh, earnings, and then it drops, right? Or, oh, earnings, and it drops right here. Oh, earnings, and it freaking drops right here. But this time it's like, oh, earnings, it drops a little bit, but then it's like, okay, let's go higher. So then I'm like, shit, if it's gonna go higher, then then if it's gonna keep above 140, which it did this week, then the next target is all the way up here at 153, where it's all-time highs. So I have a feeling I might actually reach 153 within the next week or two, maybe within a month. So I'm a greedy motherfucker. I don't want to miss out on the gains. So kind of went back in on some January 2026 calls, waiting for that to print. New heavy position. I'm thinking since NVIDIA, AMD, basically all the semiconductors are on fire. If you move up the supply chain, logistics or whatever, it's TSM. Taiwan Semiconductors. They're basically pumping out all these chips for these lower, down chain logistics or whatever. They're pumping out chips for these guys. So why would they not be profitable? All right. So I added 4 calls. Taiwan Semiconductors for January 2026. This is roughly worth around 10K. I like the chart too. There was like some other guys on after hours that were also talking about Taiwan Semiconductors. Is still, still we got like 205 right now to 226. We still got around like a 10% to all-time highs, but I think it's gonna go even higher after this. Because look at it, it's kind of just recovering. It looks kind of like NVIDIA, but it's less dippy and more trending up. Whatever. I like the stock. Taiwan Semiconductors. Heavily suggest you actually add some to your portfolio too. Another one. This one kind of was the reason why I shot up this high on that Friday. Google. Another position I'm pretty heavy in. Right now, yeah, you don't want to buy this stuff when it's like peaking out and whatever. But right now, everyone's hating on Google. They're like, oh, anti-search, anti-monopolistic. They're doing all this other shit. But look at this. It's steadily grinding higher. Higher lows, higher highs. This is the last low. I kind of got in around like right here somewhere. So it's grinding higher and higher. I think this thing is gonna reach $200 easily by the end of the year. So that's that. I think some events coming up soon. Maybe like earnings or something is coming up soon. Google, excellent growth year over year, double-digit growth year over year. Still the monopolistic search engine. They have their own Gemini AI now. I don't really think like ChatGPT is like used for search that often. Like if you it could be used for search, but like if you need like a detailed guides, people are still going to YouTube. That's owned by Google. Also, Robo-taxi, Waymo is already way ahead of Tesla. So I don't know why people don't see this. Waymo is so far ahead of Tesla. They already have products on the road. Whole cities like Uber's teaming up with Waymo. They have like whole city markets cornered already. And Tesla doesn't even have a freaking car on the road that's actually fully self-driving. So people are just missing these plays. Like, it's not like, I think these plays are not fully valued or whatever what's that word that the big consultants and stuff use. The evaluation isn't fully priced in. Yeah, there you go. Isn't fully priced into the price of Google, because I think if you break Google apart to its smaller parts, it's gonna be worth way more than $173. All right, SPY call. That's just the usual play. You gotta spread the market. And then talking about Google, the other guy, the other big pink elephant in the room, Apple. Why am I buying Apple? I'm buying Apple because no everyone else is selling Apple. That's basically, I'm a contrarian. There you go. I'm buying Apple. Look at this downtrend. I think the downtrend is stabilizing. I don't think we're going any lower than 200. Right here, see that dip was supported. Also, this 200 used to be around the resistance zone. So we have pretty solid support at 200 right here. It's gonna, I think it's gonna, like zigzag around here, maybe, sputter around here a bit, then bounce up to like 250 once it announces that it's moved all its production to India, or it's done some magic iWatch, iVision, iCar, iHouse, light bulb, or whatever the fuck Apple does. You know how it goes. Then people get hyped up again. So you want to get in. You want to get in here where everyone wants to get out. You want to load up on these shares. Imagine you're like a drug dealer. You want to load up when the drugs are cheap, because like Fire Island or some like EDM fest is coming up soon, and then when people want to buy again, you unload it to them at like what, 260. That's like what, $60 gain right here. 60. That's like a 30% gain right there. Bada bing, bada boom, easy.